Welcome to the class 11 students. I will be going to take your zoology portion of the biology syllabus, but the first chapter that I will start with you is nothing but the very important or the very basic part of biology, which is cell. So we cannot denote this chapter as solely zoology or botany. This is basically part of general biology. We need to know about a cell, their structure, their function, their components, to learn further about other types or other parts of biology. Okay, so we will start with the first chapter, which is cell structure and function, and this is chapter number 6 in your book. I will take the whole cell part. After this cell structure and function, you will have the cell division part, then you have the biochemistry part, biomolecules part. All these 3 chapters we will discuss one by one. So starting today with cell. You have learnt about cell in class 9, and you already know that cell is the structural and functional unit of life. It is also the smallest part of an organism. Okay, smallest part of an organism, because an organism, we know that an organism is made up of different organ systems. One organ system is made up of let me write it down for you so you will be able to understand how we are denoting, or how cell is the smallest part of an organism. Okay, so cell, many cells form tissues, right? Many tissues form organ, many organs form organ system, and different organ systems form an organism. So organism is, that means a whole complete body of an organism. Here step by step we come to the end where cell is the smallest unit of life, also known as the structural and functional unit of life. Okay, so I hope this portion is clear to you all. Next we have the definition of cell, which we have already discussed. After that we come to the structure and size of cell. So our body, let's just talk about human beings only. Our body is made up of different varieties of cells, right? So does that mean that in one body, in one organism's body, all those different types of cells will be of the same shape and size? It is not like that. Even in one person's body or any other organism, any one organism's body, there are different types of cells forming different types of tissues forming different organs. For example, I can say we have the kidney, we have the lung, we have the heart, we have the brain. So all these are major organs, right? And different organs form the organ system. Like in case of our excretory system, which is an organ system, the different organs that make up this organ system are kidney, ureters, urinary bladder, urethra. All these separate organs make this organ system, excretory system. Same in case of respiratory system, digestive system is a vast organ system. So all these things make up an organism, right? So there are different cells, as I said, and different types of cells having different functions. So not all the cells in any one particular organism's body are of the same shape or size. Depending on their function, depending on what they have to do, what purpose they will serve, their size will differ from each other, or shape also. Okay, so the different shapes that are found in different cells, the different shapes that are found are comma shaped, rod shaped, spiral shaped, oval shaped, round shaped, cylindrical shaped. The different cells have their own shape. Okay, in case of size also, different cells have different sizes. Here in your book in page number 6.2, you will find the names of the smallest cell and the largest cell given. The smallest cell is the bacteria living in the drain. The name of the bacteria is Mycoplasma. So Mycoplasma is a bacteria which lives in the drain. That is the smallest cell. Smallest cell means not in any particular organism's body. Till now, the smallest cell that has been discovered is Mycoplasma, which is a bacteria that lives in the drain, and the largest cell is the cell of ostrich. Okay, so these things you will have to learn from the book. Next, moving on to the history of discovery of cell. So let's now move on to the history of discovery of cell, how cell was discovered, how from simple cells, two complex cells, all these things were discovered. So we will talk about different scientists also who discovered these. Okay. Now look into page number 6.3. There you will find history of discovery of cell. Basically, here are the names of 17 scientists who step by step, means it's a chronological discovery, not in the cell was not discovered, everything inside the cell, everything about cell was not discovered in one day. It took different scientists to find out different discoveries about cell, and it was a long process. Okay, now we are not going to learn all the 17 names because it is not possible for any of us to remember everything, where there means the book is so vast, the syllabus is so vast. So we will only learn the important ones. Okay, so the first one is in this book, number 5. So we will consider it as number 1 because that is the first one we are talking about. So the first one is Robert Hooke. Okay, so look at your book. What did he do? Robert Hooke constructed a well-developed compound microscope. So you already know that there are two types of microscope: simple microscope and compound microscope. Simple microscope is basically used for dissection purposes, dissection of flower parts and all that, and compound microscope are the ones that are seen in our laboratories with that eyepiece and the table where we keep that stand-like portion where we keep on the slides and all that. So that is a compound microscope. Okay, so this compound microscope was first developed by Robert Hooke, and what did he do with that? He observed a section of cork under microscope. So cork is basically a part of tree, and he took a section of cork and he observed that under the microscope. He observed some chambers in the section of cork and he gave the name as cell. So he saw something honeycomb like things like this, just like a honeycomb, all small compartments. So he called them as cell. Okay, so after Robert Hooke, the next scientist that we are going to talk about, the next discovery that we are going to talk about is Anton von Leeuwenhoek, or in short we can only write as Leeuwenhoek. Leeuwenhoek. Okay, so what did he do? Leeuwenhoek first observed bacteria, protozoa, sperm, blood cells, etc. with the help of a simple microscope prepared by him. So Robert Hooke constructed a compound microscope. He first saw cork and named them as cells. Whatever he saw, he named those as cells. Next, Leeuwenhoek constructed a simple microscope and he observed various other things. Next, we are going to talk about Schleiden and Schwann. So they are basically two scientists who gave the cell theory. Now what is the cell theory? We will talk about that just after this topic. Okay, so Schleiden and Schwann, they gave the cell theory, which is another big discovery in the total discovery of cell. Lastly, we are going to talk about Knoll and Raschka. Who are they? they are the scientists who first manufactured the electron microscope. So electron microscope basically does not require lights for us to see the object. With the help of the electrons only we can see the objects, and observed plant and animal cells from the tissues section. So this Noll and Ruska, they constructed the electron microscope, and that is till now the latest discovery in the discovery of cells or something related to cells. Okay, so we are going to talk about Robert Hooke. Means we have talked about these 4 scientists, and you are only going to learn about them from your book. Okay, so now in the next video I will be talking more about cell theory, about the major parts of cell. Okay, so see you in the next video. Thank you.